So let's start to take our seat. I'll take a moment to really feel into the mat where your body makes connection to the earth. Tuning into the breath and into the body. Taking a moment to just let go of the day thus far. And settle into this time. We'll begin with a little spinal flexion. So we'll do our seated cat-cow. We'll inhale and pull the chest forward, draw the shoulder blades together. And exhale, tipping back on the pelvis and rounding through the spine. Inhale, pulling the heart forward. And exhale, rounding down, dipping the chin. We'll do one more. Inhale, reaching forward. And exhale, rounding back. And then we'll come back to center. And we'll take a breath here. And inhale, reach up a little bit taller through the spine. Dip the chin slightly, lengthening through the back of the neck. And then on an exhale, twist over towards the right. Just starting to warm up. And being really kind of gentle and easy with our first twist, not cranking too hard into it. Inhale, swing back to center. Take a breath, and then exhale, twist over towards the left. Keeping the ears over the shoulders. So maybe drawing the head back a little bit in space. Keeping that long extension through the spine, even as we reach to the left with the ribs. And exhale back to center. And wiggle and jiggle a little. Shake it all out. And we'll swim the hands back behind us. Draw them into a fist and press the fist down and back. Opening up through the heart. And then begin to dip the right ear to the right shoulder. Getting into some neck rolls. We'll just do half circles on this right side. Getting into the right. Taking the chin down and up. Moving maybe a little bit slower. And really feeling into the neck and the shoulders and rolling into any spots that need a little extra. Any sticky spots. And then take it over to the left. And work into this left side, making little circles. And rolling into any sticky, grippy spots. And then we'll release the hands, bring them back to center, bring the head back to center. And take a breath. Then bring the hands back behind the head, interlace the fingers, bring the thumbs to the hairline, maybe giving a little massage in there even. I like to take any opportunity for a little neck massage. And then we'll press the head into the hands into the head. And then really take a few breaths here, lifting up through the crown of the head, feeling as the neck muscles engage and into the upper back and the shoulders. And then inhale, we'll look up, reach up with the sternum, and exhale, draw the elbows together and come forward into a little clamshell. Inhale, lift up, reach the elbows back, looking up slightly. And exhale, rounding forward, draw the elbows together. One more time, inhale, lift up and press the elbows back, opening through the front body. And then exhale, rounding over, drawing the elbows together, releasing the shoulders, widening between the shoulder blades. And then come back up to center. And give the head another press back into the hands here. And then release. Give it a little shake, a little roll, a little jiggle. And then we'll take the feet out in front of you and cross the right foot over to the other side of the left knee. We'll get into a seated twist with one leg long. And we'll lift those left toes up towards the face. And then still letting the toes like splay out 45-degree angle, we'll draw them straight up and down. And then grab that right knee with the left hand. And inhale, reach up and straighten up through the spine. Get really tall and long. And then exhale, we'll twist over to the right, pressing down into the right hand to lift a little bit taller up out of the spine. So again, we'll focus this movement on coming from the rib cage, even as we press ourselves forward so that we can keep really lifted through the spine. And bring the head in line with the ears, or the ears in line with the shoulders, head in line with the spine. And then swing back forward, take that leg back out, maybe give it a little bounce. And then we'll bring the left leg over and check in with the right toes, reach them straight up to the sky, making a nice 90-degree angle there. Grab the left hand with the right, or the left knee with the right hand, and inhale the left arm up really tall, get really long, and just press yourself forward a little bit too, so you can feel that lengthening through the spine. Then exhale, twist over to the left. And then drop the shoulders down and press into the left hand to really press yourself forward so that you can get really tall through the spine. So that you're making like a 90-degree angle here between your hips, your legs and your spine, right at the hips. And then breathe into the left side. And then swing forward, take that leg back out, give it a shake, a little jiggle. And we'll take the hands behind us, fingertips pointing towards the toes, and bring the feet up, setting up for a little reverse table here. So as you get situated, your feet here in line with the hips, then we'll lift the hips up, come into our reverse table. And you can let the head go where it will. So if it's comfortable to drop the head back, you may do so. If it is not comfortable, then keep looking forward. We'll really lift up through the hips, opening through the shoulders, feeling into those upper arm muscles. Take a breath. Press down firmly into the big toe mound. And exhale, sink the hips back down. And we'll shake it out a little. Shake out through the shoulders, give them a wiggle and a jiggle. And then swing the legs back behind you. We'll come onto all fours. And from here, we'll bring the elbows down to where the hands are, coming into a puppy pose. So once we get our elbows into place, we'll sink the heart down, let the forehead come down, coming into puppy pose, lifting up through the hips and opening through the shoulders. And really let the heart melt down. Then walk the elbows forward and come all the way down onto the belly, keeping the elbows lined up under the shoulders, coming to Sphinx pose. So we'll bring the belly all the way down to the ground. And then stay lifted up on the elbows. So elbows are under the shoulders. We're pressing down into the elbows and lifting up through the chest. Reach the chest forward and then let it melt a little bit. And we're looking at a place just in front of the fingertips so that we can lengthen through the back of the neck. Draw the back of the neck back a little bit in space. We'll take a breath here. And then slide the elbows forward, or reach the elbows forward and bring the hands to cradle your chin. Teenager watching TV pose. We'll reach the arm stretch and the shoulders down in space. Observing any sensations that come up here. Letting the glutes be soft for a moment. And then slide the elbows back and press the hips back up. And come back to all fours. From here, we'll reach the right arm forward, left foot back, and then dial the toes down. And take a breath here, pressing down firmly into the left hand and right foot. And then draw the elbow and the knee towards each other, meeting in the center. Give them a little kiss together and then reach them both out long. Pressing energy out through the heel and through the right fingertips. And then one more time, bring the knee and the elbow into touch. And then reach them both out long. Then take the right hand out to the side and the left foot out to the left side. If you have some obstructions, you might have to work around. And then bring a hand and leg back to center and then all the way down. And then tick-tock through the hips a little. Maybe even rolling through the shoulders, pressing them up a little bit. Eventually making your way back to all fours, back to a flat back, long through the back of the neck. And as you're ready, inhale and reach through the left foot, lifting the left foot and the right hand. Right foot and left hand. You know what I was talking about. And then we'll press into the right hand and lift up a little bit out of that right shoulder. We'll take a moment here, breathing, hugging in through the abs for that core stability. And then draw the elbow and the knee together to kiss lightly and then reach them back out long, reaching through the heel. Take another breath and then draw the knee to the elbow. And then reach them out one more time. One more time. together. And then reaching forward and back. And then slowly carve a line with the hand and the leg to reach both out to the side. Really working through the oblique muscles here along the side of the abs. And then drawing back to center and all the way down. And give it a little shimmy, a little shake. A wiggle and a jiggle. Then curl the toes under and we'll lift the hips up and back. We'll find our downward facing dog. Our first down dog of the day. We'll take a moment here, maybe pedaling out through the feet or staying in stillness, whichever feels right for you in this moment. You can take a wide stance here with your arms and your feet if you'd like to experiment with it wider than shoulder width or hip width. Take another breath here to just kind of feel out this down dog. And then shifting forward, shoulders over wrists, hugging up through the abs. Coming into our plank pose. Take a breath to widen through the shoulder blades and then lower all the way down onto the belly. Inhale, lifting up into cobra. And exhale back down. Tuck the toes. Exhale, press yourself through all fours to plank. And then up high and back, downward facing dog. And slide the right foot forward. And then we'll take a moment here to find our just right stance. Find your center of gravity. So maybe we take the feet a little bit wider. Maybe not. As you're ready, then we'll inhale and sweep the arms up and sliding that right hip back. Adjusting the left hip forward. Exhale, float back down, frame the right foot. Slide the right toes back. We'll pause for a moment in plank. And then slowly lower all the way down onto the belly. Inhale, lifting up into cobra. Exhale, floating back down. Use your exhale to propel you back up to plank and then down dog. Or we'll take a breath and reset. And slide the left toes forward between the hands. We'll take a moment to set up on this side. Prep us for a lift off. Get your center of gravity, and as you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up, reaching up into our lunge. Letting the shoulders drop down away from the ears. And then exhale, slide back down to frame the left foot. Slide back. We'll pause here in plank for just a moment. And then we'll roll onto the left side of the left foot and switch your weight into the left and reach up into our side plank. And exhale, bring it back through center. Take a breath and then roll over onto the side, right side, and lift up through the left hand. And exhale back to center. And come down onto the left knee. Swing the left foot back this time. As we slide the right foot in line with the left, we're coming into gate pose. So as you're ready, we'll reach the right arm up and then make a rainbow, reach it over your ear. Using that left foot as an anchor. And then come back to all fours. And take a breath. Take a little moment. Rotating through the shoulders, through the hips. And then we'll set up for our gate pose on the other side. Sliding the right foot out to the right. And then the left foot, come down flat onto the left foot and line it up with the right knee. Make it a little bit easier. So your right hand, right knee, left foot are all lined up, and then you can reach up through the left hand. And then take the left arm up over your head and reach over the ear. And then roll back to all fours. Walk your hands up. We'll come to our little half mountain, our mini mountain. Inhale, lift up and reach up. Pressing the hips forward. Exhale, float the hands down. I'll bring them to the low back like you're going to slide your hands in your pockets. Setting up for our camel pose. We'll tuck the toes. And then begin to reach backwards. And you can either leave the hands here and just tip backwards, or you can reach for the heels. Using your hands back and your low back for support. And you can take the head back if comfortable, or just look up slightly and press the hips forward, reaching the heart up for the sky. And then slowly begin to come back forward. Bring the head all the way down. We'll bring the crown of the head all the way down to meet the mat into our rabbit pose. Hands alongside your head for support, so we don't put too much pressure on the neck. But a nice counter pose to our camel back bend is to round everything forward. And then we'll come back to all fours. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips up high and back to our downward facing dog. And taking a moment here to observe this down dog. Feeling into the hips, to the legs and the shoulders, and noticing if there's been any changes. Maybe so, maybe not. We'll take the right foot, lift up through the right foot up into our three-legged dog for just a moment. And then we'll bend the right knee, bring it all the way through between the hands, back to our lungy position. This time we'll come down onto the knee and inhale, sweep the arms up, reach for the sky. And exhale, float the hands back down. Tuck the toes under, lift the left knee. Right knee over right ankle. We'll set up and lift up and reach up back into our high lunge. And exhale, twist open to the right. Inhale, lift up and reach up. Exhale, bring the hands back down to frame the right foot. And this time we'll shift our weight, sliding the left foot forward, shifting the weight into the right foot, and then lift up through the left foot. You can stay here, or you can experiment with a little half moon, twisting open to the left, leaving the right hand down and reaching the left hand up. You can use a block here for support. And then as you're ready, we'll come back down. Take a breath in our forward fold. Shake out the head. Maybe rotate through the wrists. Taking any movement here. That feels good. maybe grasping opposite elbows, or placing the hands back behind the head. And then coming to stillness for a moment, we'll take a look at our feet. Hello, feet. And make sure that they are parallel, facing straight forward. This is really helpful and supportive for our knees, for our feet to be straight forward throughout the day. So it's an interesting practice to just observe the feet even as you're moving about throughout your day, on and off the mat, and checking in for that straightforward foot position. Inhale, sweep all the way up and reach for the sky. Catch something good. And exhale, float all the way back down. And inhale, we'll halfway lift, drawing the shoulder blades together long through the back of the neck. Take another breath and exhale, float back down. We'll plant the palms, and this time we'll slide the right foot back. Come down onto the right knee. Inhale, reach up into our low lunge. And exhale, bring the hands back down to frame the left foot. Lift up onto the right toes, lifting the right knee. We'll come into our high lunge. So we'll inhale and sweep the arms up, reach for the sky. And then exhale, twist open towards the left, bringing the hands down halfway. Inhale, lift up and reach for the sky. Exhale, come down, bring the hands down to frame the left foot. Slide the right toes a little forward here, shifting the weight into the left as we begin to lift up through the right foot. And here again, we can play with staying here or sweeping the right arm up and over into a half moon on this side, using a block or any props that you have. Pro prop. Take one more breath on this side. And exhale, float the hand and the leg back down, back to our forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend through the knees, sink the hips back, coming into our chair pose. We'll take a breath in our chair, lifting up through the navel, sending the low back down long. And maybe sink the hips down a little bit lower. And then pressing into the heels, we'll inhale and sweep the arms and reach all the way back up. And exhale, float the hands down, coming into mountain pose. Take a moment here, wiggle and jiggle, rotate through the shoulders. And then find some stillness. Settle into a strong mountain. Really rooting the feet down, pressing energy down through the fingertips. Open the hands really wide like starfish. Feet straight ahead again. And we'll lift the toes, creating space between each toe, and then slowly lowering each toe down. I'm pressing all four corners of the feet down, rooting down through the feet, lifting up through the kneecaps, lifting up through the abs, finding that current of energy that reaches up through the front body. And exhale, follow that energy down through the back body as the shoulders drop, low back drops. And then really find that sturdy mountain, full of engagement through the whole body. pulling the inner thighs towards each other. And then with that steadiness, we'll put our weight into the left foot and sweep the right heel back towards the bum. And we'll grab that right heel, or ankle rather. We'll come to a quad stretch. You can grab on something for support here. And you can stay here, or option to take the hand to the inside of the ankle and start to kick back into dancer. Kicking the right ankle back and pulling it back in with the right hand. Taking a few breaths. And as you're ready, we'll let it go and shake it out. Give it a really good shake out. Just like let everything shake out. Maybe even there's something that you're hanging on to somewhere and you want to really let it go, and just like really throw it off of you. Let it go, whatever it is. Who knows? And then we'll come back to our strong and steady mountain. As we're ready, root those feet down into the ground. And then really tall through the sternum, through the spine. Almost like we're pulling energy up from the earth. And then drawing it down from the sky and letting it meet at heart center. And then with that connection, we'll root into the right foot and let the left foot come back. We'll grab hold of that left ankle. I'll pause here. Get into a really nice stretch for the quad. And again, we can option to kick it back into a dancer or pause here and breathe and breathe. And then gently we'll let everything go. Let it all out and then shake it all out. Let's shake it all out really good. Maybe rotating through the wrists and the ankles, shimmying through the hips, just noticing what feels like it could use a little oomph, a little discharge, a little release. And then let it go. Whew. And then we'll set back up for our flow. So as you're ready, we'll inhale forward and reach for the sky. And exhale, we'll float the hands all the way down. Forward fold. Inhale, lift. Catch a wave. And exhale, forward fold. Plant the palms, take one foot back, then the other foot back. We'll pause in plank, lifting up through the shoulder blades, and then shifting forward on the toes. We'll slowly lower down to the belly. Inhale, lift up into cobra, reaching forward with the heart space. And exhale, float back down. Take the hands out wide, just touching the fingertips to the ground. And then inhale, we'll lift up into cobra from here. reaching the heart forward, but dipping the chin. And exhale. Inhale, lifting it back up into cobra. And exhale back. One more time. Inhale, lifting up, reaching the heart forward. And exhale, float. Bring the hands back to the rib cage. Tuck up to plank, and then lift up high and back, down dog. Shake the head loose, pressing into all 10 knuckles, melting the heart towards the knees. And then bring the knees back down. We'll take the knees out wide, toes to touch, and sink the hips down into our child's pose. And then walk the hands over towards the right, off the right side of the mat. Getting a nice stretch along the left side. Walking the hands back to center and then over towards the left. And back to center. And slide the knees back together. As you inhale, lift up into our mini mountain, reaching the hips forward. And exhale, float back down into child's pose. Inhale, lifting up, reaching forward with the hips. And exhale, sink the hips back down, child's pose. One more time. Inhale, lifting up, reaching up. And exhale, back down. Really good back strengthener. We'll take a breath. And then press forward onto all fours. And we'll swing onto the hips and come back to seated. Bring the soles of the feet together into our butterfly pose. And we'll flap our butterfly wings a little. And then we'll even join the legs with the breath. So inhale, lift the knees. And exhale, press the knees down. And with your breath, we'll flow through that a few times. Inhale, lifting knees. Exhale, press them down. One more time. Inhale, lifting them. And exhale, letting them come back down. And from here, we're coming into our cow face pose. So we'll take the right foot out long, let it go out there, and bring the left foot in, and then tuck it under the right foot. And then we'll take the right foot, cross it over, and stack the knees as much as they'll stack. Mine don't really stack right on top of each other. No worries. We'll just bring them to a comfortable place. And then we're going to join that with some eagle arms. So we'll cross the left hand under the right. You can grasp opposite elbows here, or you can bring the backs of the hands together, or reach that right hand back around and grab the palm. So whichever is most comfortable for you and your shoulders here. Getting in shoulders and hips. And then lifting up a little bit higher through the sternum, feeling it lifting up towards the elbows. And with our inhale, we'll lift the elbows and look up. And then exhale, we'll round forward, bringing the elbows down to the knees. Inhale, lifting up and reaching up. And exhale, bring the elbows down to the knees. One more time, inhale, lift up. Drawing the elbows a little higher, and exhale, bring them back down. And come to center, and then unwind the arms. Give them a little shake out, like floppy arms. I think of those car dealership things as I flap my arms. And then we'll unwind the legs. Bring them out, give them a little jiggle and a little bounce out first. And then we'll set up for our cow face legs and eagle arms on the other side. So first we'll bring the right heel in, tuck it up under the left thigh, and then swing the left knee to stack about on top of the right here. And bring the feet out. And come, wiggle it into place. Find a good comfortable place. So we're getting a nice stretch for the hips, but not uncomfortable or pinchy. And then we'll take our arms, we'll bring them out to cactus first. Feel that nice shoulder stretch. And then bring the right arm under. Now you can either grab your opposite elbows here again, or shoulders rather. Or you can press the back of the hands together, or swing them around and grab the palms. Come to our eagle arms and cow face legs. First, really lifting up through the sternum. And then we'll inhale, lift up the elbows. Feel the underside of those arms. And exhale, we'll bring the elbows down to the knees and round the spine. Inhale, lifting up, reaching the elbows up, feeling the shoulder blades widening. And exhale, rounding. One more time as we inhale and lift up. And exhale, come forward. And come back up to center. Unwind the arms. Give them a nice little floppy wave. Almost like we're flapping our wings too. I can flap some wings. They are eagle arms after all. And we'll just shake it out and then unwind through the legs and reach them out and give them a nice little bounce out. And then situate back on the full length so that we can lower all the way down. And the knees first. And then we'll lengthening, tucking through the pelvis. We'll lower all the way down, all the back. And take a breath to settle into this. Laying on the back. And then reach the heels up towards the sky. And press the heels up, really reaching them high. And take the arms up overhead and reach them back behind your head. And then flattening the low back down to the mat, hugging in through the abs. I'll take the left foot down and the right arm up. Reach the right arm up for the sky. Yeah, good. And then we'll bring the arm and leg back into place. And then take the right foot down part way, maybe about halfway, keeping the low back flat on the mat, and reach the left hand up to the sky. And then bring both back up into place. And another time, left foot down, just that place where you can still keep that low back fully flush with the mat, and reach the right arm up to the sky. And then back. And then the right foot, left arm. And then back. And then one more time on each side. Left foot down, right arm up. And back. And then right right foot down, left hand up. And then back to center. Hug the knees into the chest and give them a squeeze and a little massage throughout the back. Whole spine, rolling even the head side to side. And we'll grab the knees and we'll make little circles with the knees, with them together, one way and then the other. And then we're going to press the left knee forward and the right knee in. And then switch. Hug the left knee in and press the right knee forward. And switch. Right knee comes in, left knee reaches out. And then switch again, left foot, left knee in, right knee out. And then we'll come back to center. Bring the feet down and take the knees out wide into our reclined butterfly, soles of the feet together. And we'll take a breath here, feeling the low back unwind and release, letting the abs release. And then engaging through the legs. We'll take a moment and engage the glutes and feel what that feels like. You really engage through the glutes. And then we'll slowly begin to pull the knees together, pulling from the inner thighs very, 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 very slowly. Like you're really pressing against a heavy weight, like someone is pressing your legs down as you try to press your knees together. So we're going to try to make this take as long as we can. A few more seconds to pull the knees all the way together. Feeling that energy through the inner thighs as we pull them together. Almost there. And then finally, knees touch. And a little release. I'm setting up for our reclined half pigeon or figure four. We'll take the right ankle to the front of the left knee, draw the hands to interlace behind the left thigh, and pull the knees towards you. You'll be here for a few breaths, keeping some brightness in the feet. Not so much that they're like super flexed, but a gentle energy in the feet, a little brightness. Allowing the jaw to relax, and the belly soft, and the shoulders are soft. Breathe all the way down into the belly, feeling it rise, allowing it to fill up like a balloon. Listening to the sound of your breath. Letting the forehead be soft and wide. Couple more breaths on this side. Feeling as the exhale sinks your belly down, deflating completely, emptying all the air out. And then bringing the feet down and rocking through the knees a little side to side. Rotate through the wrists a little. As you're ready, we'll switch to the other side. Take the left knee to the front, or the left ankle to the front of the right knee, and then interlace the fingers behind the right thigh and draw it towards your chest. A little brightness in the feet again, just like a gentle energy there. So the toes are gently lifted. Staying in the body and the breath. Bringing your attention to any sensations on this side and observing, meeting them where they are. Noticing if they're any different from the other side. As you exhale, find places that can relax and unwind. Shoulders, jaw, belly, forehead. The tongue can drop away from the roof of the mouth. Retaining just the brightness in the feet and just the muscles that we need to hold in this place. That lovely balance between the effort and the release. The strength and the softness. Kind but firm. Letting the breath originate down in the belly. As you inhale, the belly lifts, and then the rib cage lifts, and then the collarbones lift. As you exhale, the collarbones sink, then the ribs sink, and then the navel flattens down to the spine. A few more breaths on this side. And gently bring the feet back down. Swing through the knees a little and rotate through the wrists, maybe making fists with the hands and then releasing them. Like flashlights blinking. Then take the arms up to goalpost arms, elbows out lined up with the shoulders. Slide the hips a little to the left and then drop the knees to the right. Take a few breaths in a gentle supine twist. Draw the knees back to center. Shift the hips through center and then all the way over towards the right as we drop the knees over to the left. Couple breaths. Glide the knees back to center. Shift the hips back, lining them back up. Don't take any last movements here that you need. Maybe rocking through the knees or wrists, massaging into the spine one last time. Whatever movement here is calling to you. Eventually sliding the legs out long. And bringing the hands down comfortably to the side, palms gently facing up without strain or struggle. We'll snuggle the shoulder blades a little bit up under the heart. Let the feet flap open. Tucking the chin just slightly, creating a little space under the neck. And wiggle and jiggle any more as needed until you're ready to come to stillness in our resting pose, our Savasana today. As you exhale, feel the body surrendering into the ground. Let go, let gravity take over. Feel the heaviness in your body. As if you have a weighted blanket covering you. Feeling the earth rise up to meet you and support you. Feeling held in that support. Bring your attention to the breath, following it in and out. Stay with the breath as it lifts your belly. And then the belly falls back down. Keeping your attention on your navel as you feel it lift and sink. Let that be your focal point for the next few moments. And gently begin to deepen the breath. Bringing light movement back to the fingers and the toes. Gently making the movements a little bit bigger. Maybe rotating the head side to side. Till you're ready to draw the knees up And then roll over onto your side. Take a moment here in gratitude for your breath and your body. Bringing this experience to pull all parts of you back together. As you're ready, press yourself up to seated. Take a breath and notice how you feel.